Hey new parents, I'm Brian and welcome to the Dad Life. Today, I'm going to let you in on some insights that I've learned that you probably haven't heard about. And this is regarding 6 popular products out there. And it might cause you to rethink getting them or replacing them with an alternative product. The intent of this video is not to bash any brand or product. It's really just to share some real facts and concerns about some certain products that you should seriously consider before getting them so that you are fully informed. And the reason I'm creating this video is because there are some things that aren't widely discussed about some products, and I wish I had known some of these things ahead of time, and I just want to save you the potential headaches that we've experienced. Now again, I'm really not trying to offend anyone, so seriously, if you are easily offended or if you're a super fan of any one of these products that I talk about and you get uncomfortable, feel free to skip ahead or navigate away from the video completely, and it's really okay with me. I also recognize that everyone's experiences may vary, and I love hearing about your experiences in the comments. And I would just ask, please keep the comments respectful. Okay, the first one is dealing with eczema. So both of our kids had varying degrees of eczema as infants, and we used a lot of different types of products to try to keep our kids' skin in good condition. And we eventually needed to go to a pediatric dermatologist for an evaluation for our younger one, and they were able to prescribe some ointment to help address the major flare-ups that they were experiencing. And while we were dealing with this, I was trying a lot of different products, like I said, that claimed to help with eczema, and came across Tubby Todd. To be fair, I should probably stop buying things off of Instagram, but after reading a few reviews and reading about this one particularly, I decided to give it a shot because it sounded safe and people were claiming that they saw improvements within 1 to 2 days, which is pretty incredible. So naturally, I was very excited when it arrived, and I started to apply it to my little one's arms just to start with. And right away, the first thing I noticed was that it was quite thick and it had like a sticky consistency to the cream. And it didn't feel like a normal lotion or a cream, and I thought that this might be normal, so I just kept applying it, thinking that it would loosen up after kind of working it in a bit, but it just became a sticky mess, and it was really strange to use. And I got one more tub just to make sure that it wasn't a bad batch that I got on the first one, and the second tub had the same consistency. More importantly, I tried it for a few days and didn't see any improvement. I later asked a pediatric dermatologist about this particular product, and while Tubby Todd claims to use natural ingredients, the pediatric dermatologist recommended sticking with known creams and moisturizers that you can get over the counter that do a really good job once the flare-ups have been addressed. And this is really kind of just to maintain a really good skin condition. They didn't mention anything about Tubby Todd specifically, but they didn't advocate for it either. So kind of read between the lines there. Instead, using creams like Ceres, Cetaphil, or even Stellatopia over here, these are recommended to be used for daily moisturizers to manage eczema on babies. Now, it's always recommended to speak to your pediatrician or dermatologist about your specific situation, and I'm just addressing this specific product experience around Tubby Todd and providing you with some alternatives to consider. All right, number 2, baby wipe drama. So, who knew that there could be drama around baby wipes? Well, it seems like there is. Around 6 months ago, there was a lawsuit filed against Costco related to their Kirkland branded baby wipes that claimed that their wipes had trace amounts of PFA elements that could pose a danger to babies. So essentially, PFAs are known as forever chemicals, and obviously not ideal for children, right? Although Costco and the manufacturer of these baby wipes claim that the Kirkland baby wipes were made from naturally derived ingredients, the research conducted by the Plaintiffs' Counsel using a Department of Defense ELAP certified lab found that the products did contain 3.7 parts per billion particles of PFAs. On the other side, Kirkland is saying that their baby wipes are specifically formulated to be free of chlorine, dyes, and other chemicals, and they are gentle and clean on baby skin. So I'm not a judge, and all I'm bringing up is that there is an active lawsuit regarding this specific product. I'm not debating whether or not the product has unsafe PFAs or not. I don't know. What I am proposing is that there are some alternatives that you can try out and that are also sold at Costco that aren't in the middle of a class action lawsuit, and you might feel a little bit better about it until that gets resolved. And it's totally your choice what to use, and I'm not siding with Costco or the plaintiff. So if you do shop at Costco and you have been using the Kirkland baby wipes and you want to try a different brand until this lawsuit gets resolved, check out the Rico wipes that you can get at Costco. And this is something that I mentioned in this video over here that we've been using for a while and we love them. Now, number 3, auto baby washers. No, auto baby bottle washers. For all the new parents out there, washing baby gear like bottles and pumping parts can get really tedious, right? And as someone who's done their fair share of hand washing gear, I was really happy when I discovered automatic bottle washers, which are essentially mini dishwashers that sit on a countertop that wash, dry, and sterilize baby gear all together in one unit, which is pretty awesome. And if you do a search for the most popular automatic bottle washer on Amazon, the baby Brezza bottle washer Pro is probably going to be your first result. It's got like 4 stars and over 500 reviews on Amazon. Now, you may be inclined to get this version, but I'll just say before you do, check out this video over here and then make your decision. TLDR, get the Momcozy auto bottle washer instead. Now, number 4, breast milk coolers. This one might be a little bit controversial, so if you are a super fan of Ceres and you aren't willing to keep an open mind, you might want to skip ahead or navigate away. The last thing I want to do is upset anyone watching this video. For those of you who need a reliable breast milk storage cooler for storing breast milk while you're out and about for long periods of time, I did an experiment over here where I tested the #1 best-selling breast milk cooler on Amazon, which is the Ceres Chill, against the Momcozy milk cooler. Now, there were a fair amount of people that flat out disagreed with the results of the experiment in the comment section because it was frankly unbelievable that something that they had been using might not be as effective as it seems. The CEO of Ceres also left a comment which was pretty interesting. Now, there is a contingent of people though that are supporting my experiment with their own data, and it is consistent with the results that I had, so I feel confident in my conclusions. I'll just say, if you are looking for a breast milk cooler, you'll want to watch this full video, and if you run the same exact experiment and get different results, I'd love to hear about it and see your results. TLDR, if you want a cooler that will keep your milk below the recommended temperature for over 20 hours according to the guidelines by the CDC for milk storage, just get the Momcozy cooler. It's an obvious choice and it'll save you a lot of headaches. Number 5, baby cameras. Okay, for those of you who are searching for the all-important baby cam, you've probably heard or have watched videos about the Nanit Pro, and it's been one of the best premium baby cameras for years now, and so many families have benefited from it. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with the Nanit, but from my perspective, the competition is catching up, and there are some pretty attractive alternatives out there now. The Nanit is a Wi-Fi enabled camera that connects to your mobile device, and it has smart features like sleep detection, breathing detection, and all sorts of AI enabled capabilities that you can get through a monthly subscription fee once you have the Nanit. If you need any of those AI enabled features and those really cool things, then keep the Nanit. Go for it. In this video over here, I do a full review of the new Eufy E21 Baby Cam, which is the first 4K resolution camera that has support for hybrid connection modes where it can either work over Wi-Fi with your phone, and it can also work without Wi-Fi with a dedicated 5-inch monitor. Also, it doesn't have any extra features that you have to pay a monthly subscription fee for, and it just does baby monitoring really well with a higher quality than any other product on the market that I've seen. So take a look at the review if you want to see more about what I'm talking about, and you'll probably see why I think the Eufy E21 is the best baby cam that I've tested so far. All right, now this last one, number 6, is the Snoo Smart Crib. This one's pretty interesting. The Snoo is one of the few really popular smart cribs out there. And as you know, I love tech and design, and I think it's a pretty cool product for a lot of reasons. The main value proposition of the Snoo is that it intelligently knows when your baby is stirring or if they're fussy or making noises, and it automatically starts to rock your baby back to sleep without you having to do anything. And you can get all of that for $1,700 when it's not on sale. In this other video, I mentioned that this type of smart crib really isn't a necessity, but it's a nice to have. And a regular non-smart crib works just as well, and maybe even better for the long run, especially when you have to transition them to a crib that doesn't move. Anyway, I received many comments from parents in that video that have had really good experiences with Snoo and swear that it's magical. And I can certainly see how something like this could absolutely be helpful, and I think both perspectives are valid. So why am I talking about this again? I'm adding it here because since I shared that video, Snoo has made changes to their pricing model that will affect anyone who gets a new or a used version moving forward. Originally, when you bought a Snoo, you would get all of the features with the Snoo app included, that with all of the smart features, the detection, the rocking, the weaning, and all of those different things. However, in July of 2024, Snoo mentioned in a blog article that went semi-viral that they have been suffering because people tend to hand these super expensive cribs down to their friends or other people, or they sell them on secondhand marketplaces. This makes a lot of sense because the original buyers don't need them for a long time, and it still has a really high resale value, so it makes sense to resell them. But who loses in this scenario? Snoo loses because they don't see any of the sales or revenue when their products are resold or handed down. So now imagine this scenario. Internally, Snoo employees are thinking about ways that they can make money even if a crib is resold or handed down to someone else. Well, it seems like their solution was to create a new subscription model for their app where they would split apart the features of the app to a free and a premium level, where parents will now have to pay for the most useful features of the crib in a premium tier for about $20 a month. They will still offer some basic features, but these are basic, not the smart ones that you would actually be buying this crib for. So, in order to get the most useful features, Snoo will now get paid. The one feature in particular that I believe is probably the most critical is the baby weaning feature. And this is only available in the premium subscription package now. To me, the automatic rocking motions is a really great idea. But my main concern has always been that once the baby moves to a regular bed, that bed isn't moving. So someone's got to help the baby learn to sleep without being rocked. The baby weaning feature helps you transition the baby from a moving crib to a stationary crib by weaning them off of the automatic movements. There has been significant backlash around this approach because Snoo is pulling a switcheroo on customers to benefit Snoo, not the customer necessarily. I think that if Snoo had implemented this subscription model right from the start, this probably wouldn't be an issue because it would be an expectation. But implementing this years later and openly stating that they're only doing this because they need to make more money, it feels a little bit less noble. Anyway, my point stands. Do you absolutely need a Snoo? No. Can smart cribs help babies sleep? Sure. Are you now also willing and prepared to pay extra for a monthly subscription fee that used to be free? Well, that's up to you. All I'm saying is that there are other smart crib options for you to consider, like the 4Mom Smart Bassinet or the Cradlewise Smart Crib, and they currently don't have subscription models attached to them. And just a quick note to those companies, do yourself a favor and keep your app features free if they are already free. And if you don't need a smart bassinet, then go with something like this over here that I've mentioned in this video over here. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful for you, and check out the links in the description below for alternatives for any of these things that I've mentioned here. There may also be some discounts available for you depending on when you see this video and if you use the codes below. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and if you found this video helpful, go ahead and subscribe because I know about 95% of you watching right now haven't done that yet. That's all for today, and I'll see you next time on The Dad Life.